If I had to tell you everything I know about charisma in 10 minutes, here is what I would say. I spent almost 10 years obsessing over charisma, reading research and books, listening to podcasts, testing things on myself, and watching what actually works in real life versus what just sounds good on paper. If I had to compress everything I have learned into this 10-minute video, it would come down to 6 truths. 6 truths that actually explain why some people walk into a room and instantly have it, while everyone else is still trying to figure out what it even is. So let's start right with the first one. Truth 1. Charisma is a skill. Let's start here, because if you do not believe this, nothing else in this video will stick. Most people think charisma is something you're born with. Either you have it or you don't. The guy who lights up every room just got lucky with his personality, and the rest of us are playing a different game. That belief is completely wrong, and it is also very convenient, because as long as you believe charisma is fixed, you never have to do the uncomfortable work of actually building it. But here is what the research actually shows. Charisma is a set of specific, learnable behaviors. Things you say, things you do, ways you show up, all of which can be practiced, refined, and made automatic over time. The researchers who study this do not talk about charisma as a personality trait, they talk about it as a signal, a collection of verbal and non-verbal cues that other people's brains respond to in a very predictable way, which means it can be learned by anyone, including you. The guys who seem naturally charismatic did not come out of the womb that way. They either got lucky and picked up these behaviors without knowing it, through their environment, their upbringing, or the social situations they were thrown into early, or they worked on it deliberately. Either way, the behaviors are the thing, not the personality. Knowing that charisma is a skill you can learn is the first and foremost truth. But it is only the first stepping stone, because most people who try to build it focus on the wrong thing, and that leads us to Truth 2. Charisma is not about you. Most people think charisma is about how you come across, how you look, how you sound, and how you perform, so they spend all their energy trying to be more impressive, more interesting, and more entertaining. But the harder they try, the less magnetic they become. Because people can feel when someone is performing for them, and performance feels fake. Real charisma is not about how you make yourself look, it is about how you make the other person feel. The most magnetic people in any room are not the ones talking the most or the loudest. They are the ones who make you feel like the most interesting person in the room when you talk to them. They ask the question nobody else thought to ask. They actually listen to the answer. They react to what you said, not to what they were planning to say next. The simplest shift you can make right now is the following. Stop trying to be interesting and start being interested. Walk into your next conversation genuinely curious about the person in front of you. Ask one question deeper than the obvious one, and then actually listen. This will make them feel special, and you will stuck in their head as the person that made them feel this way. But paying attention only works if the person feels safe enough to open up. And that brings us to Truth 3. Be fire and ice. To be truly charismatic, you need 2 things that seem like opposites, fire and ice. And most guys only have one of them. Fire is your warmth. It is being genuinely kind, generous, and present. It is making people feel good when they are around you. It is the thing that makes someone think, I like being around this person. Fire is what draws people in, but fire alone makes you a pushover. If you agree with everything, laugh at the jokes you don't find funny, never stand your ground, people will not respect you, and without respect, there is no real charisma. That is where ice comes in. Ice is your backbone. It is being willing to say no. It is standing by your opinion when someone pushes back. It is not folding the moment there is any friction. Ice is what makes people think, I cannot walk all over this person. Here is what this looks like in real life. Your friend group is making fun of someone and it crosses a line. Fire says nothing and laughs along. Ice speaks up and says, alright boys, that is a bit much. No drama, just a clear signal that you have standards. Or someone questions your opinion and expects you to immediately back down. Instead of saying, yeah, you're probably right, you hold it. No, I actually think I am right on this one. Warm smile, no aggression, just kindly standing your ground. The combination of the two is what makes someone magnetic. Warm enough that people feel safe, cold enough that people know there are limits. Be the person who is genuinely kind, but also the person nobody would dare to disrespect. Before the next truth, I want to ask you a question. Do you know how charismatic you actually are? If you can't answer this question with a clear yes, then I have something for you. The Charisma Score Test. It is completely free, takes under 3 minutes, and calculates your exact charisma score as well as your charisma tier, so you know exactly what to work on. The link is in the description. Now back to the video. Truth 4. Your body speaks before you do. You have probably heard 1,000 tips about body language. Keep your chest up. Don't slump your shoulders. Keep your hands visible. Don't cross your arms. And all of that advice is technically correct. Those are the physical signs of a confident person. But trying to remember a checklist of 20 different body parts while you're having a conversation is exhausting and feels fake. It just makes you look stiff and robotic. So I'm going to show you a much simpler and more effective way. It all comes down to one single mindset shift. Act like you have nothing to hide. Think about it. When someone is hiding something, whether it's a lie, a physical weapon, or just their own insecurity, they instinctively close up. They protect their neck, they hide their palms, and they hunch over to look smaller. When you decide to walk, stand, and speak as if you have absolutely nothing to hide, your body fixes itself automatically. Your shoulders drop back because you aren't protecting your chest. Your hands stay open because you aren't hiding anything in them. You hold eye contact because you aren't afraid of what people might see. You don't need to perform confidence. When you move through the world with that nothing to hide energy, people subconsciously trust and respect you. They feel that you are grounded and honest. But as powerful as this mindset shift is, it only works if there is actually something behind that open body language. Otherwise, it will feel fake. And that brings us to the next point. Truth 5. Charisma is an inside job. Here is something I learned way too late, and it completely changed how I approached everything. Every technique, every tip, and every trick about social skills will not really work if the foundation underneath is shaky. And the foundation is this: how you see yourself when nobody is watching. Most people are their own harshest critic. They replay the awkward moment from 3 days ago. They overthink the thing they said that did not land. They build a running internal case for why they are not quite ready yet. And then they walk into a room carrying all of that and wonder why they feel off. Charisma is not something you perform for other people. It is something that overflows when you are genuinely okay with yourself. And getting okay with yourself is an inside job. Nobody else can do it for you. The most practical thing you can do here is this: start keeping the promises you make to yourself. You said you would go to the gym. Go to the gym. You said you would send that message. Send that message. You said you would do the uncomfortable thing. Do the uncomfortable thing. Every kept promise is a deposit into your self-respect account. And when that account is full, you walk differently, you speak differently, you behave differently. You stop needing the room's approval to feel okay because you already have your own. And that self-possession is one of the most magnetic things a human being can have. Build it from the inside. Everything on the outside will follow. But there is one final layer to this. You can be confident and keep promises to yourself, but if you are doing it in a vacuum, something will still be missing. To be truly magnetic, that inner confidence needs a place to live, and that brings us to the final point. Truth 6. You can't fake a full life. This is hard to accept, but you need to hear it. You don't become magnetic by practicing lines or tricks. You become magnetic by having a life that is genuinely full, a life with things that actually matter to you, a job you actually love, goals you are actually moving toward, experiences that are yours, people you care about, because the moment you stop needing something from someone, everything changes. When your life is empty, every interaction becomes a transaction. You go to the party hoping to feel better. You talk to the girl hoping she fills the gap. You seek validation from friends because you are not giving it to yourself, and people feel that neediness. Even when you say nothing, it leaks out of everything. But when your life is actually full, when you have things going on, things you are excited about, things that exist completely outside of what other people think of you, you show up differently. You are not there to get something, you are there to share something. And that shift from taking to giving is the thing that makes people want to be around you. Think about the most magnetic person you know. They probably have a lot going on. Not because busy people are automatically charismatic, but because a full life gives you something to bring into a room. Energy, stories, passion, opinions. You become interesting because you are genuinely interested in your own life. So go out there and build a life worth talking about. Charisma is not something you're born with. It is a skill you can learn. Charisma is not about you, but how you make the other person feel. Charisma is both fire and ice. You need to be liked as well as respected. Your body language shouldn't be a performance. It's about moving like you have nothing to hide. Charisma is an inside job. It starts with the promises you keep to yourself. And finally, charisma is more than just social tricks. It's about building a life that is actually full. 6 truths, 10 minutes. That's it. If you now say, okay, cool, this all makes sense and I kinda get it, but I still don't really know how now to actually become charismatic in real life. Don't worry, I have something for you. It's called the Charisma Code. This is our 10-module, step-by-step blueprint that shows you exactly how to build real charisma from the inside out and actually make it stick. Every module contains a 10 to 20 minute video, a PDF summary, and an actionable step to turn what you learned into practice. Plus, the Charisma Code is filled with other exclusive bonus materials to accelerate your progress. You can find the link in the description. See you there.